Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever or wherever you're at. Welcome back to Echo Chambered. So today we're going to be talking about facts versus feelings. I know some people hear that and they think, here we go, feelings don't matter, facts don't care about your feelings. And listen, I get that phrase, I understand why people say it, but I also think it's missing something because feelings do actually matter. They just don't get to replace the facts. That's where the problem starts, in my opinion. So I feel like a fact is what happened, and a feeling is how you react to what happened. I mean, both can be real, but they're not the same thing. And somewhere along the way, we started treating them like they were the same thing. Now, every issue turns into this weird argument where one side is yelling, look at the facts, while completely ignoring the human side of the situation. And the other side's yelling, look at how people feel, while sometimes ignoring the reality sitting right in front of them. And then everybody wonders why we can't have a normal conversation anymore. That's why the line got blurry, because nobody wants to separate what happened from how it made them feel. And when those two things get mixed together, people don't just disagree anymore. They feel like they're personally being attacked. You can't just say, like, I see that differently. Now it's like, you're a bad person. You don't care. Or you're brainwashed. Or, I mean, you're part of the problem. And once a conversation gets to that point, I mean, it's basically over. Nobody is listening anymore. Everybody's just defending themselves. And I feel like that's where we're at right now. We're living in a time where a lot of people don't ask, is this true? I feel like the only thing they're asking is, does this feel true to me? And that's kind of dangerous. Because something can feel true and still be wrong. And something can be factually true and still not tell the whole story. That's the part both sides need to hear. Because conservatives do this. I mean, liberals do this. Independents do this. I mean, basically everybody does it. We all take in information through our own life experiences and our own pain, our own fears, our own beliefs, our own neighborhoods, our own families, our own struggles. So when a fact comes in, it doesn't land on a blank page. It lands on top of everything else we already carry. And that's why two people can hear the same exact story and walk away with two completely different reactions. One person hears about crime and thinks we need more law and order. Another person hears about it and they think, what conditions cause this? You know, one person hears about immigration and thinks we need rules and enforcement. Another person hears about immigration and they think these are just people trying to survive. One person hears about police misconduct and thinks bad cops need to be held accountable. Another person hears it and thinks don't use one bad situation to attack all police. And here's the part nobody likes. Sometimes both people actually have a point, but nobody wants to admit that no more. Because admitting the other side has a point feels like betrayal, and that's stupid. That's one of the biggest traps I feel like we all fall into. We act like if we give the other side 1 inch, we lose the whole argument. So instead of being honest, we become defensive. The left does it when they act like feelings automatically equal to truth. They'll say something like, feels unsafe, or it feels harmful, or it feels oppressive. And sometimes there might be a real issue underneath that. But feeling something does not automatically make every accusation true. You still need the facts. You still need evidence. You still need context. You still need to be able to ask questions without being treated like a villain. Because if nobody's allowed to ask questions, then you're not protecting people. You're controlling the conversation. And I mean, the right does it too. I feel like the right loves to say facts don't care about your feelings, and sometimes that is a necessary reminder. But some people use that phrase as an exercise to be cold, dismissive, or completely blind to how real people are affected by real situations. You can be factually correct and still be missing the human impact. You can win the argument and still fail to understand the problem. I mean, that's not strength. I feel like that's arrogance wearing a tough guy costume. So both sides have a problem here. One side can be too emotional, the other side can be too dismissive. One side can act like feelings are facts, the other side can act like feelings are weakness. I feel like both are wrong though. I feel like the truth is facts should drive the conversations, but feelings help explain why people care. I feel like that's the balance. The facts tell us what happened, and the feelings tell us why it matters. But if you only have feelings, you can be manipulated. And if you only have the facts with no humanity, you can become disconnected from real people. And that's where things get blurry. So, I mean, let's try and be honest. Most people don't respond to raw facts first. They respond to the emotional package the facts come wrapped in. That's why headlines are written the way they are. It's why certain clips go viral. It's why politicians repeat the same emotional phrases over and over and over. They're not just giving you information, they're trying to make you feel something. They're trying to make you feel fear. They want you to feel anger. They want you to feel guilt, pride, disgust, hope, outrage. I mean, they want you to feel a whole list of emotions. Because once they get your emotions, your brain starts looking for facts to support that actual feeling. And I feel like that's a problem because now you're not asking what's true. You're asking what supports what I already feel. That's how people end up sharing stories they never checked. That's how people defend politicians they don't even really like. That's how people excuse behavior from their own side that they would absolutely attack if the other side did it. And don't act like that doesn't happen because everybody knows it does. It happens every day. If your side does it, there's context. If their side does it, it's corruption. If your side says something extreme, they're just frustrated. If their side says something extreme, it proves who they really are. If your side breaks the rules, it was necessary. If their side breaks the rules, it's a threat to democracy. I mean, come on. At some point, we have to stop pretending we don't see the double standard. And that's where facts and feelings really get messy. Because people don't just want truth. They want truth that helps their team. And if the truth hurts their team, suddenly they need more context. Suddenly they want to wait for all the facts. I mean, suddenly they care about the nuance or the story hurts the other side, you know? When that happens, there's no patience, there's no nuance, there's no waiting. It's just full on attack mode. I mean, that's not truth seeking. That's like a tribal protection. And that's exactly why people are losing trust in everything. They don't believe the news. They don't believe politicians. They don't believe institutions are correct. They don't believe in each other. I mean, and honestly, I get it. I understand it. Because too many people only care about the facts when the facts are convenient. And many people only care about feelings when the feelings belong to people they already agree with. I mean, that's not morality, that's marketing. And we're all being sold something. The news sells it, politicians sell it, influencers sell it, podcasts sell it, social media sells it. I mean, the list goes on and on. Everybody's trying to package reality in a way that keeps you watching, keeps you angry, keeps you loyal, and keeps you coming back for more. And that doesn't mean every story's fake, but it does mean every story is being framed. And the frame usually tells you how to feel before you even understand what happened. I mean, that's why we have to slow down. When something happens, the first question shouldn't be, how do I feel about this? The first question should actually be is, what do we actually know? And then after that, we could talk about how people feel, because feelings matter more when they're attached to reality. I mean, pain matters. Fear matters. Anger matters. But pain can still be misread in a situation. Fear can still exaggerate a threat. Anger can still make you feel anger can make you feel unfair. And if we never admit that, then emotions become a weapon. It's not a signal, it becomes a weapon. And once emotions become weapons, conversations become impossible because nobody is trying to understand anymore. They're trying to win sympathy, or they're trying to win outrage. They're trying to win the moral high ground. I mean, I feel like that's exhausting at times. And I think a lot of normal people are tired of being told they have to choose between facts and compassion. I mean, that's a fake choice. You can care about people and still ask for evidence. You can believe in accountability and still believe in due process. You can support law enforcement and still admit when police get it wrong. You can care about immigrants and still believe a country needs borders. You can care about public safety and still care about civil rights. You can care about free speech and still think people should be reasonable for what they say. I mean, real life is not as simple as the internet wants it to be, and that's probably why the internet hates real conversations. Because real conversations require patience. They require humility. I mean, they require saying something like, I might not have the full picture. Nobody wants to say that anymore. Everybody wants to sound certain, but being loud and certain does not make you right. Sometimes it just makes you loud. And the people who are most confident online are not always the people who know the most. A lot of times, they're just people who feel the strongest. That's not the same thing. So here's what I think we need to get back to. Facts first, feelings second. Not because feelings don't matter, but because feelings need something solid to stand on. If the facts change, the feeling might need to change too. It's called being honest. It's called being an adult. It's called not being trapped by your first reaction. And I get it. I know it's hard because first reactions are powerful. You see a headline, you feel something. You see a video, you want to react. You hear a story and your brain immediately tries to place it into a category. I mean, good guys, bad guys, victims, villains. I mean, my side, their side. I mean, it just, again, the list goes on and on. But we have to fight that instinct sometimes because the first version of a story is usually the most emotional and the least complete. I mean, let the facts breathe for a minute. Let more information come out. Ask better questions. What actually happened? What is confirmed? What's still the unknown? Who benefits from me feeling angry right now? I mean, the last question is important. Who benefits from me feeling angry right now? Because a lot of people make money off your emotions. They don't want you to be calm. They don't want you to be thoughtful. They don't want you to be fair. They want you fired up in the end. Because fired up people click the links. Fired up people share those videos. Those people, they end up donating. Those fired up people vote. I mean, those people buy merch. Fired up people keep the machine running, basically. So, no, you don't turn off your feelings. I mean, that's not the point I'm trying to say here. Just don't let somebody else grab your feelings and drive you around with them, basically. You should be in control of your own actions. You should be in control of your own reactions. And that starts with separating facts from feelings. Here's the fact. Here's how I feel about it. Here's what I still don't know. Here's where my side might be exaggerating. Here's where the other side might actually have a point. I mean, imagine if more people talked like that. We'd still disagree. I mean, that would always happen. But at least we'd be disagreeing like adults. Not like people trapped in a comment section throwing rocks at each other. I mean, at the end of the day, facts without humanity can become cold. Feelings without facts can become chaos, but we need both. They need to be in the right order, though. Because when feelings replace facts, truth becomes whatever people can emotionally pressure you into accepting. And when the facts are used without compassion, people stop feeling heard and start looking for someone who will validate them. I mean, that's how we get here. That's how the line got blurry. And that's why we have to start drawing it again. Not to shut people down, not to mock people for caring, not to act like emotions make someone weak, but to remind ourselves that caring about something does not automatically make us correct. And being correct does not automatically mean we handled it with wisdom. So the next time a story hits, the next time everyone starts yelling, the next time your side tells you exactly how you're supposed to feel, just pause for a second. Just pause. Then I want you to ask yourself, what are the facts? What are my feelings? And am I letting one pretend to be the other? Because that question can save you from being pulled into a lot of nonsense. And maybe that's where better conversations start. Not with everybody agreeing, but with more people being honest about the difference. And, I could go on about this, but I feel like I kind of got my point across. So, with that being said, I'll catch you on the next video.